The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Welcome back to another special episode of BillsAholic Watching that intro, first off, it's a little bit sore this week. We'll obviously jump into it. Didn't really think about that this week. We might have some things to change.
Yeah, change.
But hey, special episode. We got WGR 550's Nate Geary on with us tonight. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. I was gonna mention it to you if you didn't say something. That was the intro video. There is it's a little old, I guess now, huh? It hasn't been updated recently. It looks like.
Yeah, no, you're right, bro. I mean, we're almost 1 week into a post Stefon Diggs Bills saga here, and we gotta fix that. That starts.
A Josh Allen hurdle will do.
Yeah, we'll just put Josh Allen. Anything Josh Allen on there, Phil will probably be good.
Anything Josh Allen or listen, I mean, Matt Milano, I feel like is kind of like a new face, and listen, as a content creator, maybe starting off with like Matt Milano cutting Mike White in half feels like probably a good start.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. We can definitely respect that. I mean, we all follow you on Twitter. We all absolutely love your tweets.
Thanks, man.
I gotta ask first and foremost. I think all of Bills Mafia, for the most part, was kind of shocked about what happened last Wednesday. Just walk me through your initial thoughts on what you kind of thought. One Bills drive, trading Stefon Diggs away.
Yeah, I wrote a piece about it. I was actually at work. I had my full-time job and was right about to walk into a meeting. And, we've got people from out of town in, some, guys that live in Florida but are Bills fans that are in town. And immediately, I got Twitter up on my desktop. I got 2 screens, so I'm still productive. Don't worry. And the first Adam Schefter tweet pops up, breaking. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Like, I'm not going to get fake Schefter. Like, that's not going to happen. I didn't even really take it seriously. So I'm, down, I'm like trying to type an email so that I can walk into this meeting. And then the Rappaport tweet, then the, Field, and then just like all of my, notifications of people that like I follow over and get live updates for that are in the national media are all popping up at the same time. So my initial reaction was, holy shit, the Bills just traded Stefon Diggs. And so I'm across from the conference room and I'm like, guys, the Bills just traded Stefon Diggs. And the looks that I got were like, okay, all right, Geary. Yeah, sure. All right, man. Cool. I'm like, I'm dead serious. It was just in the moment, very surreal. I wrote about how it reminded me a lot about, reminded me a lot of when the Bills traded for LaShawn McCoy. In a different way, obviously. It wasn't as much excitement as it was shock, but I was in like a COM 300 class at Buff State. I was at the time just interning for WGR, so I wasn't like working there. And I remember, sneaking a peek at my Twitter because I'm in a COM 300 class and wanted to shoot my head off. Sorry, Bruce Bursky. And I just remember like kind of looking around, like, does anyone else know that the Bills just got LaShawn McCoy? I had to like, walk out of the room and collect my thoughts and do a quick, fist pump, air bump. And it reminded me a lot of that just because of the shocking nature of it. I think that for the better part of a year, a full calendar year, there had been these rumors, but they weren't really rumors. Like, it's hard to call them rumors. It was just people saying that the Bills should or that they will trade Stefon Diggs. It wasn't from people that were actually in the know. It was, fans tweeting, fan-sided, Bleacher Report, just these like rile up Bills fans type of tweets. And for it to actually happen, I think brought into perspective just how, maybe disconnected at times we are with this particular organization, and not in necessarily a bad way. It's just how in-house they can tend to keep their information and keep the things that are going on. And if you remember the, Russ Brandon and Doug Whaley eras, that was not the same experience. Things like this would have gotten out well before a trade happened. And other than Antonio Brown tweeting it out, whatever, like 10 days before the trade actually went down, I don't know that a lot of people really saw this coming. So absolutely big shock. But after the dust settled, it's hard for me to say I get it, just from the salary cap implications. But it's certainly, I think Brandon Beane said it best. I mean, they're not better today than they were a couple of days ago before the trade. But, let's maybe wait till September. I think a lot of people around the league buried the Bills last year and left them for dead after that Denver game, and maybe rightfully so. And they were able to respond and come back. So I won't leave a Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, and Brandon Beane team left for dead. But it's certainly leaving more questions than we have answers at the moment.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. And just to your point about like the cap ramifications, dude, like that was my thought. Like you hear it, like you see, like I feel like before Wednesday, you hear like other fan bases saying like, oh, you can just tell Stefan's not happy. He wants out. You see the tweets, like you see Stefan even the night before on Tuesday, where somebody tweeted out about Josh's success and what Stefan meant to Josh's career and all this. And what is Stefan? He fired back a tweet and he was like, oh, like you think so? Like
you sure?
You sure? And I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, so he's taking a shot at the quarterback. But I looked at my girlfriend on Tuesday night and I told her, I was like, you know what? I'm muting this guy. I'm muting Stefan Diggs until the regular season because I don't want to put up with it. And then 24 hours later, not even 11 hours later, he's traded. But I completely agree. Definitely shocking, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Now, after the post Diggs, you got guys going around like T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, now CeeDee Lamb is threatening to hold out. So when it comes to the draft, I want to know, are you a team trade up guy to get one of those higher wide receivers in the draft? Or would you take a risk and go after and be competitive to go guys like Ayuk or T. Higgins?
It's a good question. I think there's layers to that conversation, right? I think there's pros and cons to each. I'm more and more as we get closer and closer to the draft, I think I'm finding myself in the sort of in the grouping of maybe you just stay put and let the board fall the way that it does. And you end up with Xavier Legette or a Keon Coleman or an Adonai Mitchell. And then you follow that up with another wide receiver in the second round. I didn't mention Ladd McConkey in that first group, but that's a guy that I really like a lot. And, I know not everyone's super in love with the idea of standing.
Oh, no.
Well, might have lost Nate here.
It would have been my question.
Well, he's back. Oh, we're good. Oh,
No, he lost him again.
this happens. It's okay.
My hair.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, am I here? Sorry. Okay, sorry.
We're good.
Trash question really got to him.
Yeah, right. No, sorry, I was getting a call. So I think I found myself in the group of people that standing pat and keeping your picks for a team that I do think has some holes that they could backfill with some younger players makes a lot of sense. But listen, I mean, if you're talking about a trade up, I'm not really interested in the trade up to like 16 or, I've seen some stuff, moving up to where the Raiders are at 13. This is not a shot at Brian Thomas Jr. There's a good chance he's going to be a great pro. That's not the guy that I'm going to trade up for, in my opinion. If he, falls to 22, 23, and the Bills can do it with a fifth and a second next year, sure. Like I can, I guess live with that. But if they're going to make a move up the board, in my opinion, they should do it for a Malik Neighbors. They should do it for a Roma Dunze. Make the splash. If you're going to make a trade up, do it all in with that in mind. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion on if you're going to trade up, do it. And then as for the, trading for a veteran, Would I hate them going after Ayuk, T. Higgins? Listen, the idea of CD Lamb would. I think he's maybe one of the more underrated receivers in the league, and oh my God, the Cowboys are just such a poorly run franchise. I mean, for them to not be able to, or to have not already signed CD Lamb and have this impending Dak Prescott contract looming over them, and have signed one player. That's just it. Any other franchise, you would have fired your general manager years ago, probably after getting a sixth for Amari Cooper. But I think ultimately, it's Stephen Davis. It's the son of the owner. So at the end of the day, it's that is what it is. But I think for me, the idea of a trade and bringing in a 25, a 26-year-old, and then having to pay him $30 million or in that neighborhood, I don't necessarily think it finds you in the same place you had been with Diggs, but I do really like the idea of having a rookie and having that rookie contract and giving you someone you feel like might be on the same level as one of these guys in a year or two, but then also having the flexibility of that fifth-year option and then being able to fill some other holes in your roster makes a lot of sense to me. But I think for the people that are like, you've got to trade up, you've got to try to go get the best receiver possible. I just will point you to what the Green Bay Packers have done, and they surrounded their young quarterback in a pivotal year for him, by the way. That was a make or break. You're our franchise quarterback or you're a street free agent. And to do what he was able to do, with that group of receivers and tight ends, why can't Josh Allen do that?
Exactly. Absolutely.
All right, now I got something. I got something, man.
Shoot.
Mr. Nate Geary, thank you first and foremost for coming on here. I've been following you for a while. Me and Chris were just saying, you are probably the most unhinged tweeter.
Oh yeah, we love it.
I love it. But you can ask these fellas here, probably 2 months ago, I was saying, we got to trade up for Brian Thomas Jr. That's all I would say. After the Diggs news, I'm kind of, I think I'm on team trade out. I personally, like you mentioned, I'm in love with Ladd. I think we're all in love with Ladd McConkey. But I actually wanted to ask you how you think Curtis Samuel and Shakir are going to play together. Kind of like we know what Curtis Samuel can do, but we also see what Shakir can do in a bigger role. I'm just kind of curious your thoughts on how they're going to play well together with Joe Brady.
Listen, I don't disagree with you, by the way. As your number two to Stephon Diggs as the X, yeah. I mean, I think I might be with you that makes a lot of sense. Because in year one, you're not expecting him to be your number one receiver. Not that I think necessarily you have to rely on whoever you draft at 28 or move up, move back has to be, your number one receiver or whatever that actually means. But your question as it pertains to, Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir. Yeah, I think you're asking probably the wrong question. I think the right question is, those guys and what they look like together. But I think the right question is Dalton Kincaid going to be the number one target in this offense this year? And I think that's probably right. And then how you splice in the separating ability. I noted this in my piece last week after the Diggs move, which was this team, the organization has kind of gone through these phases with the types of weapons that they surround Josh Allen with. You remember his rookie year, you've got Andre Holmes, you've got Kelvin Benjamin, you've got these big catch point guys that can't separate. And then they were like, nah, we don't want this. We want separators. We want guys that are good against man coverage, small speed, but are route runners and can separate. And then they go John Brown and Cole Beasley, and then they add Stephon Diggs. And now I think we're on the third phase or the, whatever you want to call it of this, where I think we're starting to see that as much as over the last couple of years, the Brian Dable and then the Ken Dorsey fingerprint on what type of players this team is going after at the playmaking positions. You're starting to see what Joe Brady, really values, which I think is separation in yards after catch. So with that said, you're talking about two guys, and right now, I think, dating back to the second half of last year, where frankly, Khalil Shakir was outperforming Stephon Diggs in a lot of those metrics, the separation metrics, the catch efficiency metrics. And I think with Curtis Samuel, you've got some real untapped potential with Curtis Samuel. I think he played in an offense where he was the number 3 receiver behind, 2 very good wide receivers, Jahan Dotson and obviously Terry McLaurin, and an offense that wasn't particularly good last year or the year prior. And you talk about Curtis Samuel's best year was under Joe Brady. So I think that this is going to be a little bit of what we saw the Chiefs evolve into last year and how they've evolved since they traded Tyreek Hill, which is why I'm not totally convinced the Bills feel like they've got to move up as far as possible, get the number 1, number 2 receiver in this draft. Is, I mentioned the Green Bay Packers, but also the Kansas City Chiefs, MBS and drafting Sky Moore, which has not worked out, and trading for Kadarius Toney, which has not worked out. But then, Rashee Rice, and they've made some moves, but they're taking lottery tickets, and they're plugging in and saying, we have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We've got a great tight end. I think that's what the Bills are probably thinking and saying to themselves. Whether they think he's Travis Kelce is maybe another conversation, but I think that is maybe the route here. And with those 2 separators, go find yourself another really good separator. Again, that's why I think Ladd McConkey does make a lot of sense. And with those 3, let's just say it's McConkey, Shakir and Samuel going into week 1. I think that there's a lot of position flexibility. All 3 of those guys can play in the slot. I know for sure that Curtis Samuel, a lot of people think he's a slot guy, but he's a guy that can play on the outside. And McConkey, to me, is a guy that can play on the boundary. And then you go get a Big X in the second round. You go get a Leggett. You go get if Keon Coleman's there, someone like that where you've got more of a big body but athleticism as well. It's hard. It would be hard for me to poo-poo that and say that wasn't a good move for the Bills. I think that'd be a very young, but very interesting and movable group of receivers that can really kind of play inside and outside. And if the offense is going to move through the tight end, which it does feel, and the run game, by the way, I do think that they're going to run the football more, which also don't sleep on the Bills taking a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round either, because I do think that they're going to want to find a guy that can complement James Cook, but they tend to keep drafting guys in the 2nd and 3rd round. No one has spent more day 2 assets on running backs than Brandon Beane since he became the Bills general manager. So they might be looking for the next guy, but also the guy that complements the guy they have right now.
I like that. Like, that's a good point, because I thought about running back too, and you really look back. You think Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, James Cook, and here we are rumored again to take a running back potentially in the 2nd day of the draft. That'll be interesting to see. Question for you as far as so I saw your tweet that mock draft where the wide receivers fell off. I think just like crazy. It was I think you tweeted about it today, and they had us taking A.D. Mitchell. I know we kind of already you might have kind of asked this. Say I know you alluded to Ladd McConkey, but what wide receiver are you all in on in terms of the draft? As far as your Bills got to go grab him. Got to grab him.
Listen, I really like Rome Odunze a lot. I think if that's a guy you want to go get, I'm all about that. But to me, I think in a lot of years, Malik Neighbors is the number 1 wide receiver in a draft. And to me, that's the guy that I look at and think, man, if you could walk away and walk out of the draft in 3 weeks with Malik Neighbors as your number 1, I think that's a home run. And what you have to give up, obviously, plays a part in this whole conversation is what is it going to cost to get up? If you're going to do the Julio Jones trade, I am all in on a guy like Malik Neighbors. So that's been kind of my draft crush for the better part of a little while here. But Rome Odunze is not far off to me. He is also a guy that in a lot of other years might be the number 1 wide receiver taken in the draft. But I don't know what to make of Marvin Harrison Jr. He hasn't tested, and I think that he didn't really get to play with good quarterbacks at Ohio State, other than when he did get to play with C.J. Stroud. But last year, Kyle McCord, wasn't really that, and he kind of had some injuries, and I think he's the number one receiver coming off the board. But I think in a lot of years, Malik Neighbors and Rome Odunze are two guys that could easily do that as well. So either one of those two, to me, would be absolute home runs, go get them, and benefit type of guys. But the one guy too that I'm starting to like more and more is Roman Wilson. Is this another guy from Michigan? Not the biggest guy in the world, but someone that I think is probably going to be available for you day two. I would be very surprised if the Bills don't pick in the third round. I know they currently don't have a pick. It would be very surprising for me for the Bills to, especially if they stay put at 28, for them not to maneuver around and get themselves a third round pick. I think they're also pretty salty about getting boned on the compensatory pick as well.
100%. I'm going to flip things real quick. I'll let you go here in a second. I just want to ask. I want to flip things to the other side of the ball. Obviously, we beefed up the interior defensive line. We've re-signed Daquan Jones. We signed Austin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
They've clearly beefed up the interior defensive line. Still leaves some question marks here on the outside as far as the defensive ends. Obviously, they bring back AJ. You have Greg Rousseau, who seems to come on in the beginning of the season. Like, he seems like he has a really solid beginning of the season, but kind of falls off towards the end of the season. But then you also got Von Miller, who I don't need to explain anything about Von Miller this past season. But in terms of what our edge rushers looking at, kind of what our interior defensive line looks, what do you feel about the defensive line? Do you think maybe that's something that gets addressed at 28? If like a Chop Robinson's there or something, like, what are your thoughts on the defensive line where we stand right now?
I would not sleep on that being the pick at 28 if they just feel like he's the best player available and they've got a significantly higher grade on him than, say, like, Ladd McConkey or whatever receivers left there at 28th overall. So that would not surprise me at all. So I think for me, where I come down on this is I think it's a pretty – I know not everybody loved Leonard Floyd, and he kind of went silent in the playoffs, but I thought he had a really consistent year throughout, and I think they're going to miss his presence. I think I forget who it was that tweeted about this today, but for people that think the Bills offseason ends when the draft ends, I think is not taking into account the flexibility they're going to be getting on June 1st when they get $10 million from that, from the release of Trey White, and a Leonard Floyd like move could absolutely happen in early June. And, there are, Yannick Ngakoue is a name that is a veteran that puts up 8 sacks a year that they could potentially go out and add to that defensive end room. That would not shock me at all. I think I like what they've done with the interior part of their defensive line. Added a couple of guys on 1-year deals, getting Daquan Jones back, but that's a low key, position of need for them that they need to address. I would not shock. I know a lot of people are like, hey, if you stay at 28, go back-to-back receivers. But again, I think this team has holes to fill. I also think corner and safety are, and I talked about in my tweet was, Cooper DeJean, if that's a guy, to me, and this is not a knock on A.D. Mitchell, I'm just not a huge fan of the prospect. I think he's a very raw receiver. I think that both Texas guys are not particularly physical. They're not blockers. Some of the knocks and red flags on A.D. Mitchell are, not finishing routes and some practice habits. And if you've been around the organization, those are typically red flags that that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott tend to stay away from. So I think for me, it comes down to, what do you think you've got a bigger hole in? I think that they feel better about their wide receiver room with Shakir and Samuels than I think a lot of other people do. I'm sure that they know they've got holes to fill, but I could also easily see them, wait until the second round, getting Xavier Gillette, something like that, or Leggett, I should say, and then going to sign, Tyler Boyd or, Odell Beckham Jr. to a 1-year deal, and maybe punting on that. And they've got 2 second-round picks next year. So that to me is why it's like I know people really want to trade up and get super aggressive, but I think defensive end and defensive tackle, along with corner, are 2 areas that they also need to address in the draft. And if you're moving all of your picks, it makes it harder to upgrade those positions. And I do think there are positions in need.
Absolutely.
Now, you touched on the D-line, Chris. I want to touch on the O-line. A move that not everyone's talking about, La'el Collins. 1 year, $6 million. In my opinion, that's starter money. We're bringing in competition for Spencer Brown in his contract year. What are your thoughts on that?
So I actually think that's more competition for David Edwards at left guard. I think he started 2 seasons at left guard for the Dallas Cowboys. I think you saw a little glimpse into the type of guards that they value and what they're going to try to do in the run game. And I think La'el Collins at left guard makes a lot of sense. I don't view him as like this, higher level competition or starter money for Spencer Brown. I do think though that you've got an open competition at left guard between David Edwards and La'el Collins. And those are both big-bodied downhill run blockers, and Osiris Torrance also kind of that bigger body downhill, physical, great hands. Those are the types of guards. And moving, Connor McGovern to center, I guess I didn't really see that coming when they had signed him. I thought he's your left guard for the next however long he's under contract. But I think that they want to get a little bit more physical in between the tackles. And I think by bringing a La'el Collins in there, you could really see them getting more physical up front and getting some more of those inside runs. That's why it's like, to me, I like Ty Johnson a lot. Actually, I probably like him a lot more than other people do. But I don't think he's your RB2. I think his role last year in the RB3 role made a lot of sense. I think that they need to find a legitimate, replacement for the carries that we saw from Latavius Murray last year. And if you can get more physical in the middle, a more physical downhill running back in the middle, I think opens up their run game a little bit more. So, my take on La'el Collins is you might even be able to pencil him in as your starter on week 1 at the left guard position.
All right, so we're talking a little bit about running back. I'm a little biased. Me and Chris over here were talking about it the other week. What about a guy like Audric Estime? Does that kind of fit the bill for you, or are you thinking kind of a higher tier running back for this year's draft?
You guys trying to get me to get weird on the podcast here? I'm a Notre Dame fan. I mean,
So am I.
Big Irish fan. Big fan of Audric Estime's. I think a really unique combination of finesse and power. I know the 40 numbers were a little disappointing for him, but he plays faster than those numbers suggest on film. And if you watch, I've watched every snap of his over the course of his career. When that guy gets downhill, the athleticism, the ability to leap over defenders, and I think for how big he is, it's sometimes surprising how much finesse and patience he runs with. That'd be if that's a guy available for you in the 4th round, I'd be all over that as a great compliment to James Cook. So that to me, if you're going to go after a running back, 4th round, 5th round, and a guy like that's still available for you, and maybe those testing numbers push him down the running back chart a little bit, it's hard. It's really, really hard to deny, his production at the college level. I mean, 18 touchdowns last year, averaged over 5 yards a carry, and was really a lot of, if not that whole Notre Dame offense last year. Of course, he's played behind a lot of great offensive lines. It's what Notre Dame does. But I'm actually a little biased in that I wish he would have went back last year or this year for another season. Just because I'm excited about what Notre Dame's got on the offensive side of the ball, a young offensive line, but a lot of pretty fucking exciting weapons at the wide receiver position and tight end position that, if you've been a Notre Dame fan, they have not recruited the wide receiver position particularly well over the last decade. So, don't get me going down the Notre Dame rabbit hole, because I certainly will. But yeah, I'm definely team Estime for sure.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. Yeah.
I already convinced myself he's a Bill.
We spent some time. You talked me into it, and I was in on it. I'm gonna flip something over real quick. We're gonna get away from the Bills. Quick question, because we're the BillsAholic pod. We try to break down the logistics of football, but we also like to look at it from a fan perspective. And what's the biggest thing in Buffalo? We always ask the guys when we have them on when we have a guest on the podcast. You're a local here. I need to know your top 3 wing spots in Buffalo.
Top 3 wing spots. This is a loaded question. I tend to categorize them 2 separate ways. I've got bar wings and I've got pizzeria wings. So I'm going to rank these by bar wings. But I will tell you that I think from a pizzeria wing perspective, it's hard to beat Macy's Place Pizza. Their wings compete with any bar wing you have. But you got to realize that when you're eating, pizzeria wings, you're putting them in a plastic case and you're bringing them home, and they're hard to judge the same way they are when you're getting them piping hot fresh at a restaurant. Yeah. So, I will tell you that this might be controversial. No, maybe it's controversial. I think the best wing in Buffalo is 9/11 Tavern in South Buffalo. And I actually think it's by a particularly large margin. Their medium, their hot is, the cook on those things. Now, listen, you go to 9/11, you might not sit down for an hour, and it might take you another hour to get your food. But if you've got time and you're good with drinking, 4, 5, 6 blue lights before you get your wings, which I've got no problem with doing, that to me is the creme de la creme best wing in Buffalo, and just about every factor of a wing. Second, I'm going to give it to my guys over here. I live very close by to Adolph's First Ward, which is kind of a hole in the wall. If you haven't been there, you should go there type of place. Their medium, their hot lately has been insanely hot, just a little too hot for me. Their medium lemon pepper wing is one of my absolute favorites in Buffalo. And then I will go with Barville South as my third favorite wing in Buffalo. There are definitely a lot of other great contenders there. Another one that I live very close to is Beltline Brewery here in South Buffalo, and not a lot of people know about how good their wings are. But Wednesday wing night, $28 for 20 wings and 2 draft beers. Hard to beat that deal. I do that quite a bit. And I'm trying to think of another good honorable mention for you guys here. Gene McCarthy is also really low key. From the sounds of it, you guys can tell I like my South Buffalo. I've got a lot of family South Buffalo roots, so I spend a lot of time and I live in the First Ward. So but again, 9/11. If you haven't gone, that is as good of a wing as you're going to have in the entire world. Like seriously, it's that good.
Hey, what about? I don't know if you ventured up towards UB North and. How about Elmo's? You ever have Elmo's?
Elmo's, yeah, that would definitely be another honorable mention. It's funny, I a couple of years ago now, it would have been 2 years ago in the spring, I actually took Alton Brown from Food Network out on a little wing tour. And Elmo's with Andrew Galerno, who used to formerly the Buffalo News, has his own food blog. Andrew picked Lenova and Duff's, which, I was like, listen, food blog guy, I don't know, but Lenova ended up being Alton's favorite wing, but again, pizzeria wing. We got to eat them there, and didn't have to take them home, so that was, I'm sure, pretty helpful in the conversation. But Elmo's is the honey mustard, Cajun honey mustard double dip is a very, 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 very good wing in its own right. I tend to judge places like I like to do a baseline, which is like I will go 20 places and try 20 medium wings because that is how I can judge you, because everybody should be making their medium wing is pretty close, to the same. But I also, I guess I should mention that I also really like wing nuts a lot.
Okay.
I'm dying to go.
I have not been to the new location in Amherst. The location inside Froth Brewing, man, boys, those are money. And I think it's their mild. It's the Wing Nuts mild sauce is one of the best flavored wings I've ever had. Their medium and the hot get like a little weird for me. There's a lot of like weird spices in there. It's not that they're too spicy for me. It's just that the mild is such a great flavor. But the honey garlic, also right up there with one of the best sauces I've had. And their wing is, I don't know, they're like dinosaur wings, to be honest with you. They're insanely large. But the crisp on those bad boys, yeah, they batter them a little bit or whatever, put some flour on it. It's not totally traditional Buffalo, but those are definitely on the honorable list for me too.
Nice.
For my last thing, I'll venture off of football too. You retweet a lot of basketball, New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning the championship this year?
Oh gosh. It's a good question.
They're hot.
How about this? Not Boston. I don't think Boston has a championship roster. I know that they're one of the best teams in the league and have a great regular season. Listen, I am a Knicks fan. I am a huge Jalen Brunson fan. A team that would not surprise me if they got to the finals and found a way to win is Dallas. Luka Doncic is going to win a championship at some point over the course of his career. He, in my book, in my estimation, is the best player in basketball. And as long as Kyrie Irving plays like how he's been playing, which is pretty good, they made some really good trade deadline moves. That's a team that could absolutely get hot in the playoffs, and it would not surprise me at all if they found themselves in the finals. But as long as it's not Milwaukee or Boston, I feel pretty good. The East is just it is a racket. It's a lot like the AFC in the NFL. It is just filled with great teams, and I don't think Denver's going to repeat. So yeah, that's my take. Maybe Dallas. Don't sleep on the Knicks either. Knicks play with OG back. They play the best defense in basketball. The Tibbs style, and they've got Mitchell Robinson, who missed a lot of time, so he's going to be fresh. So is OG's going to be fresh. They've got a really great 1-2 at center, and if Jalen Brunson scores 35 a night, they're going to be hard to beat. So they're hard out. So go Knicks.
Okay.
All right. I know you love golf. We love golf.
Oh yeah.
I gotta ask who you got coming up at Augusta.
Another good question.
Kind of top 2-3 guys that you think can win it all.
Well, Brooks can always win. It wouldn't surprise me. He's just playing. I mean, he shot like 68, 77, 77 last week at a resort course. So I know he tends to show up big, but he's not playing the way that he was going into the Masters and the PGA last year. So I don't really have Brooks on my radar. A couple of guys I really like, and I've got some money tied into is Brian Harmon. Obviously the Open winner from last year is the kind of guy that plays really well at those hard courses. And when he gets hot with the putter in the short game, he is one of the best short game players in the world. Let's see who else. Heath Theegala is another name that I really like. He top 10 last year at the Masters. Started the season really hot. Great ball striker. He could absolutely run away with it, but it's hard for me. I mean, I put $200 on Scotty Scheffler to win this at plus 450 because I'm like, I mean, you could make a part-time job out of betting Scotty Scheffler to win on Wednesday and feel like you make your money back if nothing else. You fall out even by the end of the year. Those are the two guys, and then obviously Scotty that I really like. But another name that I think maybe probably almost no one is thinking about is Russell Henley. Henley has played well all year. He's got a couple of top 10 finishes. Finished in the top 5 last year in the Masters. So you want to whenever I'm looking at trying to bet the Masters, I like to go to the last 2 leaderboards from the last 2 years because like there was a question to Brooks Koepka today by a reporter, basically like who is it possible to get 59 in the course? And Brooks basically asked him, "Have you ever played the course?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I could tell just the way because you asked that question." It is a super difficult course. So the guys that do well there, Adam Scott, who's won one, he will play terrible golf all year and show up at Augusta and play good. It's just the guys that know the course and know its intricacies, the putting, the short game becomes super important. And I'll tell you, a lock for a top 10. If you want to win some money, it's going to be Shane Lowry. He's another guy. His elevates the game whenever he's playing a really tough course. I got Shane Lowry to top 10 on that one too. So.
Awesome. I also have money on Scheffler. Can never go wrong. Never go wrong with Scheffler. That's it for me, man.
Basically a lock, man. It's basically a lock.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome golf talk. Nate, my man, you have been by far probably the best guest we've had on the podcast, man. I appreciate it,
boys.
I appreciate you for also some of my long walks back to the truck and then getting back in my truck and then hearing you blast some stupid ass fan that gets on the radio and says it was great Josh Allen or some shit like that. Absolutely appreciate you, dude, for being on the podcast tonight. Keep killing it on the radio. Keep fucking tweeting banger tweets, dude. We love having you on. Appreciate your time tonight and go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills, man. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Anytime. You got my number. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to join whenever.
Absolutely, dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate.
Thanks, boys.
All right, man. Our guy Nate Geary, WGR 550. That was a bang. That was a little banging interview there.
That was nice,
dude. He was a very, very solid guest. Like, obviously we had Rashad Wiley, so I'm not knocking that by any means, but I will definitely say that was awesome. That was awesome. Every question we had, there was very, 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 very good insight on everything that we asked. I knew you were going to hit some Notre Dame talk. I love it. I knew you were going to hit some Notre Dame talk.
I had to throw it in there, man. I love watching his tweets roll in when Notre Dame's 8-0 and we lose to fucking St. Mary's of the Blind. And he is going. I mean, you have to scroll to find the end of his tweets when Notre Dame loses to some
St. Mary's of the Blind. I'm assuming that your audio sucks comment was probably about the end cutting in and out. Or was that us?
Yeah, it's definitely not us.
Okay, so it's not. We're all good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
Is that your buddy Sean?
I think that's probably Sean. Although it's funny because
It's a merge, baby. Come on.
Sure my boy Sean is if I'm not mistaken, Notre Dame fan, and I also think he's a Knicks fan. So it's just funny. He's like, your audio sucks, and he probably heard him talking about Notre Dame and the Knicks is about shit. I'm pretty sure if I'm not mistaken from what I remember. But what a banging interview! Like I'm still trying to come down from that. That was solid. But guys, I mean, we gotta update this intro. I've been thinking.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even think of it at any point
until we started.
I didn't think about it either. I might have to figure something out.
Hey, maybe it's give us some time. Maybe it's Lad McConkey we're gonna throw in there. You never know.
Right? You never know. He had a good point. Nate had a good point. We could potentially make a switch to Matt Milano, just absolutely crushing Mike White as the other.
While we were kind of talking about, I was thinking, why don't we all just grab one of our favorite, like go take a look at,
like all three of us,
big plays, and like say yours is the hurdle, Milano. I'll find, I don't know,
right.
Bass kicking the. I don't know.
That'd be fire. I mean, because we still got to change the logo yet too. Yeah. Like we still got to address that whole situation.
A little behind.
We're a little behind.
We're behind.
We're behind the times.
BillsAholic Pod Season 2. That's when happens.
We're behind. We're behind
yeah,
the times, man. We're behind the times. But yeah, I mean that was obviously first and foremost. That's the news coming into this. That's like holy shit. That's completely different from last podcast. And then you touched on it in the interview. Lou Collins. 1 year, I think it's up to $6 million with incentives.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he has to play for a certain amount of time and also hit a certain goal to get that $6 million. Out of today, not that it's breaking news, but the Bills are expected to go back to St. John Fisher this year for training camp, and expected to have one year deal for that.
Cool.
So, St. John Fisher of the Blind. They're supposed to go back to training camp.
Oh, okay, I did see that.
Yeah,
one year contract.
1 year contract.
They're just gonna keep
St. John Fisher of the Blind.
St. John Fisher of the Blind. Add that shit, dude.
Playing our best football.
Yeah, that shit. And then CD Lamb, like you touched on that too. CD Lamb, the whole lot potentially.
As he should. Cowboys fucking suck as an organization.
Oh, Nate Geary tweeted. He texted me. Thanks again, gents.
Appreciate that.
Our guy. I got to respond to this real quick.
I mean, is it rocket science to go out and pay CD Lamb?
Kinda.
Like seriously.
Well, you have to trade for him. He has a year left on his deal.
Oh.
Were you talking about the Cowboys signing CD Lamb, or what are you talking about?
Re-signing CD Lamb.
Re-signing.
Or not re-signing, like contract extensions.
Well, the hardest part is going to get him to deal with Jerry Jones to get him here. I mean, you might be giving up.
No, not to Buffalo.
Oh, where?
No,
back to
the Cowboys, because he's expected to hold out.
Yeah, they're not going to pay him until after this year. There's no way. That's the Jerry Jones way.
Well, that's how you. I just don't get it.
It's just
this. I don't know.
Nate Geary did steal my thunder. I did have in my notes that Collins was going to fight for a guard spot.
Yeah.
As soon as he said it, I was like, damn. I was about to look smart.
Can't
Also,
talk
I
about
wish
that
you saw my face when you said starter money, because $6 million for a starting tackle.
I think it's starter money.
What tackle? Starting money for tackles is like.
Well, go ahead and look on the other side of the line at your starting right tackle or left tackle. We're talking about the right tackle position.
Yeah.
Your left tackle is getting paid a whole lot more than $6 million.
That's what I'm saying.
I will say,
Give it the times, Travis.
Not bad.
he sold me on those wing places. 100%.
McKenna texted me and said, "Yeah, we're gonna have to go to one of those." I've been wanting wing nuts because it's right around the corner from me, and
It is
we
right there.
still haven't gone. So
It's right there. I would
that
love
might be
to
a
get in
spot.
on that. I would love to get in on that. I will say the Collins signing, it definitely just shows that there's a battle at the guard spot, as there should be. I mean, not that David Edwards played bad. He played well when he got put in. He was your seven, like when they would throw out that extra offensive line out there, that extra blocker. That's what they put out there. He played well all year. So he definitely deserves a shot at the starting spot. That being said, you're not just handing it to the guy.
No.
You brought in a guy that's going to give him a fight for his money.
Yeah.
And I will say, I got to agree with Nate. Having a guy like that in your interior offensive line, the Bills, there's question marks, obviously, with the whole center position because of the whole Mitch Morse thing. Arguably, that was the best offensive line the Bills have had under the Bean and McDermott era. It was. Like, it's not an argument. It absolutely was. But now with this, having an extra brawler inside, who knows how McGovern really performs at center. I know it's not his first go-around at center. But if he plays well, again, this could be potentially the best offensive line they've put together, and we get another running back there. It could be interesting to see what this offense looks like next season.
I think I saw something where McGovern only has 100 snaps at center,
Oh, I thought he played some of it at college.
something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's 100 total.
Yeah,
Again,
so it's not
career.
crazy. Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to be fine,
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. The guard spot's interesting to me because I thought David Edwards was going to start last year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think Saibo was going to come in and start. I thought that he was going to ease in because we're talking about a guy that he started 2 years for the Rams and won a Super Bowl. So.
Yeah.
And we brought in that offensive line coach.
And I'm going to be honest with
Rams.
you. Nate Geary said he thinks Collins is probably going to start. David Edwards will be playing week 3 because I don't think Lyle Collins has played a full season since college.
It's
been a while.
I could be wrong, but I think that
he blows out a knee every other week.
Yeah, so
that there's some question marks around that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some question marks. But hey, not again. We'll see
I'm
in
never
September.
mad at bringing in more
We'll see in September.
linemen.
But yeah, no, I mean, gosh, I know we spent really probably the first 35 minutes of this podcast talking about Stephon Diggs and the wide receivers position. It blows my mind that here we are a week later and this is where we stand. Not anything I think any of us expected to. Like I feel like we almost can't talk about it enough. Obviously, I want to say first and foremost, 4 seasons that he played here, he played very well. He played solid football for the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I am beyond over the offseason drama that he brings. Like I was saying, I on Tuesday night, if say he doesn't get traded, I would have brought up on the podcast that I had that guy muted, bro. Like I had him muted because like I was over the drama, and I'm ready to change the intro and put him in the past. I'm ready to put him in the past. Sorry, Travis, for you wearing the Stephon Diggs jersey.
One last goal.
One last ride.
But that's that news. Just I'm still it's hitting me a little harder now that we're on the podcast talking about it. Like
I got a quick question. Is he the best or greatest Bills wide receiver of all time?
He's in the
conversation.
He graces the conversation. He does because you can't take away the fact that he did produce 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's the only receiver to do that in Bills history. Next under that is Stevie Johnson with 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. But my argument to that is before Stephon Diggs, you had the Stevie Johnson 3 straight 1K seasons. My argument to this is when Stevie Johnson, after he was a Bill, if you would ask that question about Stevie because he held that record, you'd have probably told me it was Andre Reed or Eric Moulds. Right or wrong? Probably. Here we are a decade later. Stephon Diggs puts up 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and we stand here. I think it probably gets overlooked in the fact that the Bills have been so successful the last 4 years. We've been in the playoffs. We haven't been used to that since the 90s, where they've been to the playoffs. They're making these runs. I think that definitely makes his tenure look a lot better. I'm not trying to take away from his numbers. I still think your best receivers in franchise history is no doubt Andre Reed and Moulds. I don't think you can take that away from those guys. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Like, I just feel like he put up impressive numbers. He was great for the Bills. I just truly think what shines over that is just the fact that the Bills were so good. Well, I'm going to say very good for these last 4 years, and we haven't been used to that. I think that's what really plays a big role in Stephon Diggs with the Bills.
The argument to that is Andre also was successful. Like, that's team success.
Right.
I have Andre 1, Diggs 2. I got
Okay.
Diggs ahead of Moulds, but I mean, I got nothing against Diggs. I love the player, still love the player. I'm with you, the offseason shit. I mean, it's literally not a secret. The Bills don't have to come out and say it, but he asked out. He had to have asked out, and the Bills were probably like, okay. Well, I mean, they didn't have to, but they were probably like, okay, yeah, we're good. Because you don't take the biggest cap hit of a non-quarterback in NFL history just because your player wants out. So.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'm comfortable with Diggs too.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with putting him at 2. I still think Moulds gives him a good run for his money, but you can't take away from Reed and I guess you're right. You could look at it if we're looking back in the 90s and you're talking about Reed, like the run that they had, those 4 straight Super Bowls.
Also, you just said the 90s, they didn't throw as much. They didn't have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Stevie Johnson didn't have Josh Allen. So
yeah, no,
I mean,
Stevie Johnson.
They all.
Fitzpatrick.
I love the arguments like, Diggs made Josh or Josh made Diggs. They were good together.
Good together. They made each other, man.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah,
sure. It doesn't have to be one made.
Sure about that?
Sure about that.
Yeah, this shit was goofy.
Yeah, that tweet sent me through the roof, man. That tweet sent me through the roof. I just was like, it shocks me because I looked at Olivia and I was just like, gee, I'm done. Like, I'm so done.
Do you think by that point, when Diggs tweeted back at that fan, he knew that he was out the next day or soon?
Well, so no, I'm not gonna say he knew that it was gonna maybe happen that next morning. I will say, correct me if I'm wrong. I would say, like John just said, I'm sure whether Brandon Beane wants to admit it or not, I'm sure Stephon Diggs came to Brandon Beane and the front office was like, look, man, like, I'm over this. And it might have been collectively like, okay, you're over this, we're also over this. Like, we're good, we're moving on. And I'm sure, because he alluded to Josh early on in the early offseason, that there was a possibility this could happen. So it's not like it was a secret to these guys. Like, Josh knew that there was a possibility it could happen, which means if the Bills organization truly is as first class as everybody says they are, I would have to agree with John and say that, yes, Stephon knew that this was going to happen because he probably, 1, requested it, but 2, Brandon Beane, he's a first class kind of general manager. He runs a tight ship. Players definitely appreciate playing for him, and I'm sure he was very honest about the situation.
He just said, "Don't go to KC. Just
not
can't go to KC.
No KC, brother.
No KC, brother.
No KC, not at all."
See, here's my thing about that. He plays this year with the Texans. He gets the bag up to $25 million. This is a perfect situation to go join his brother in Dallas.
Or go to KC,
or he's a Chief. And let me tell you this. He goes to the Chiefs. That's the year the Bills beat the Chiefs.
That'd be sick.
That's just my take.
That'd be sick because watch him. That's when he'll show up in a playoff game.
Yeah, and then we'll still win. You don't think we'll win? I think that's
such a hypothetical situation.
Is Travis Kelce still there?
That's
probably.
That's the year that we win.
Probably.
Is Andy Reid still there?
Yeah.
Mahomes still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost.
Steve Spagnuolo's still there? Probably. Oh, if he doesn't get a head coaching spot.
He won't get a head coach.
Didn't he get it? Didn't he have a run?
He had one, he stunk. He had another one, he stunk.
Yeah, he's just.
Why would you leave?
What you got going?
You're the best defensive coordinator on the best team.
Yeah. This is all.
You're making a lot of fucking money.
This is all very fair.
And a lot of people don't even want necessarily like head coaching job. It's just the guy's 64, 5.
Why would he keep?
He's in his 60s.
He's in his
They
60s.
keep winning. Why not?
Yeah, but that's a lot more stress to add on to a
Well, that's what I'm saying.
65-year-old man.
That's what I'm saying. Stay.
Yeah, 100%.
Why go when you're winning?
I do love Spags, even though he's the Chiefs defense coordinator. He's just
You know, it's kind of funny because we're obviously going to get into the draft here in a couple minutes, do another mock draft. But it's kind of funny that Nate mentioned, because like all you're hearing right now after you trade Stephon Diggs is, oh my God, the Bills have to move up and get a receiver. They absolutely have to. Like, it's the end of the world. I agree with how we all kind of feel, and I think it's a collective agreement. Yes, what Brandon Bean said is absolutely true. You trade Stephon Diggs, you aren't a better football team than you were before you made that move. But I also think for what you have to do right now when you have a guy like Josh Allen, that sets you up to be a potential better football team than you were when you made that move. Like, they obviously had a second-round pick, so now they got 2 second-round picks next year. They got their first. Arguably, that second-round pick could be a top pick in that second round. I mean, that's the Vikings pick. Their quarterback is Sam Darnold right now. Not saying that they're going to be absolutely terrible. I think they're going to be absolutely terrible. So I am saying it. But that's arguably going to be a very good second-round pick. That's a shot thrown at Minnesota. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm throwing a shot over there in the Minnesota area. That's my first shot.
I'm going to take that fan base, yeah.
Just did. Sorry. But what I will say is that's going to be a high second-round pick. So I can kind of agree with the standpoint while we get into the draft here. I can kind of agree that maybe the Bills stay put at 28. Maybe the Bills stay put. They draft a Chop Robinson at 28, and then they address they get a Leggett, or they do trade back and they get a Ladd McConkey and Leggett. I really do like the fact of maybe staying put. I think I'm starting to get more sold on staying put and keeping these picks for next year than I am trading out. Like, I don't know. Like, there's dogs up there. We've covered it every week. I mean, every week we dive into these guys. There's absolute dogs up there. But I think as time goes on, I'm starting to feel like, you know what, like, okay, wide receiver's a big hole. Like, that is a big hole, potentially, depending on whatever the offense has planned. But I'm starting to get like, dude, give me a Chop Robinson at 28. The defensive line, I know I kind of briefly touched about it, but the defensive line seems to fall apart late in the season. And I know we consistently, we've tried to draft these late first-round pick defensive linemen, especially, well, really we tried it once with Greg Rousseau, and I think we doubled down with that with Boogie Basham in the second round. Terrible pick, by the way.
Can I just hop in real quick? Though?
Absolutely.
It's not going to be Eric Washington this year. So that's just something to keep an eye on, that he has been our defensive line coach for the past however many seasons.
That's
so.
fair.
But no, you're 100% right. I mean, it's no secret that you killed that water, by the way. It's no secret. Our D line kind of stinks in the latter half of the season.
Every time.
But
Yeah, it's just, and I mean, does that cost the Bills games? Who knows? There's a magnitude of different things now that we can look back in Kansas City, the Kansas City playoff game. We can argue that, okay, yeah, maybe the defensive line not getting after the quarterback has something to do with it, but at the same time, the only quarterback that it seems to affect is a guy like Patrick Mahomes. And I don't even think if we had a good defensive, like an amazing defensive line, I still think Patrick Mahomes is still going to do Patrick Mahomes things. It's wide receiver that against those guys that, like, every time we lose against the Chiefs in the playoffs, I could give you Stephon Diggs stats and you would not tell me that's a number one wide receiver. You'd tell me, no, it's probably a guy coming off the bench. Okay, yeah, three catches. What do you have? 3 catches on 8 targets for what, like 7 yards?
yeah.
Like, come on, dude, come on.
Yeah.
But I would say, I feel bad, dude. I feel bad for this podcast, like this, especially this episode, because it's just so loaded on the wide receiver. Like, it's crazy because that's like the only thing right now that I think is on like the forefront of Bills Mafia's mind is about wide receiver position.
Yeah.
So I feel bad that we've spent an hour talking about our wide receiver situation, but
It's a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot to break down.
there's a lot to break down.
How
How are we gonna do our mock draft tonight?
Well, before we get to the mock draft, I just want to do one more salute to Diggs. Maybe spend like 3 to 5 minutes on a little goodbye from the Bills, a little highlight video.
A goodbye or get the fuck out.
This is the time for me to go get a water, I think.
For me, it's a goodbye. I don't.
I'm
just joking.
I'm not gonna pull a Casey here, and sorry, Casey, if you're watching. I'm not gonna pull a Casey here and be like, "Nah, Diggs doesn't deserve 2 minutes from me." I'm the Gabe Davis. I love Casey. That was so funny.
There's like a 3-minute video on YouTube. I already searched it up. You just don't.
How are you gonna make it?
Oh, we're watching a YouTube video. Are we allowed to do that?
Not necessarily, but
All right, no,
we're not allowed to react to somebody else's.
We're good. All right, mock draft.
I could do 8 seconds.
I thought you were gonna say just give me your favorite Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I was ready.
We'll do that then.
Yeah.
Go first.
I don't got one off the top of my head.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
A couple of years ago against the Patriots when he had 3 touchdowns. You. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. All right. That is
I remember.
it's got to be a Bills memory, huh?
Right, because the first thing when I think of
Minneapolis
Diggs,
Miracle.
It's got to be Bills. What's the point of it?
That's fair.
Come on, fellas.
That's fair. My brain's somewhere else. I'm ready. I'm ready for a new wide receiver.
He's already moved on.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna get heated on this podcast today.
Hold up, wait a minute. I'm gonna look.
Y'all
this
thought
up.
I was finished?
Something ain't right.
Hold up, wait a
I'll
minute.
come up with something real quick.
I'm
like a dome piece.
I'm like 94% sure that Diggs ended his Bills career with negative something rushing yards. I'm gonna look it up though.
Jeez.
His last
target
target was
was
a
a
drop too. So
I can't even say the catch against Minnesota because then they got followed up with an even better catch by Justin Jefferson.
fucking Cam Lewis.
Completely
Why
shadows over.
I held that motherfucker?
I think I'm just gonna rock with. I don't got it.
I'm just gonna go with the touchdown against the Dolphins that he scored this past season.
Yeah.
The home Dolphins game where he caught the ball, broke 2 tackles, and then jet down the sidelines for a touchdown. When I'm really thinking about it, yeah, he was fun to watch, but he just doesn't have that play where it's like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, that
He
touchdown.
did in Minneapolis.
His other touchdown this year where he broke out of a tackle.
That New England touchdown was cool.
There's the New England one.
Where like he
he
slid,
doesn't
got
have
up,
like
broke the
a
tackle.
he's like a
He doesn't have that Minneapolis miracle
crazy-
for the Bills.
unless we're missing something. I mean, he's had big touchdowns for the Bills, but nothing that's like
Trying to think like maybe in a playoff game or something.
No, not there.
Nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Sorry.
It's a cool picture.
He does got a cool picture. The best meme around.
yeah.
He does got the best meme around. Staring at the Chiefs celebrating. He's still staring. I love that people are editing the Texans jersey or at. I just hope it's like him staring, watching the Bills do it.
Too bad it ain't gonna happen.
Uh,
Sorry about it.
the Bills aren't gonna.
Yeah, the
Sorry, the Texans, I'm talking
yards, that's fucked.
I almost had it.
So how you guys want to do this mock draft? 16 days.
Give me. I think we do just the Bills. All right, just the Bills. And are we gonna do trades this time?
Well, if we're doing just the Bills, then
How many more episodes do we got till
Can you not do trades if you just do the Bills?
2 more after
I
this?
believe 2 more.
Tank,
What's up?
Are you able to do? Are
Oh,
we
yeah,
able to,
Tuesday
so say if
before.
we just draft for the Bills, are we able to trade up and stuff like that?
Mhm.
Okay.
They do whatever you want. 7 rounds.
7 rounds,
Just the Bills.
just the Bills, and we will.
We
add-
could obviously do trades because they're free on Pro Football Network.
All right.
Now, when we trade up from 28,
Oh, pause.
no, when or if? The only trade other than going after Malik Neighbors, you have to sell the fucking bag. I'd only be comfortable with trading up to 25 or 20 with the Packers and Steelers. Maybe the Seahawks at 16.
Okay.
Those are the only 3 trades I'm comfortable with.
you're talking about trades.
If we do trade.
It just to me, we got to see how this mock draft falls, right?
If we do. Those are the
I
only
got to trade now.
I'm not against it. I'm fixing my mic, sorry.
if we trade up. Those are the
Also,
only
New
3
England
teams.
ain't picking this pick.
This is,
And in this end, they are.
Yeah, it
What?
wasn't.
Whoa,
It was
whoa.
gonna be Joe Alt. But
well, if you resume this draft, they might not be. Can't they trade?
They very well could. We ready to jump back into it?
Yeah. It was. No. Oh.
Boom.
Whoa.
Boom.
Oh. Okay. So now all of a sudden the draft
Whoa.
just did not. the draft did not fall the way that a brother over here wanted it to.
Jane Daniels.
Oh, McCarthy, yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, speaking of Brock Bowers,
There goes a trade.
Tank, did you see
Was that
the Colts
was that
could
3 straight trades?
trade up for Brock Bowers?
Potentially, I also just
Come on,
seen
trade.
that they have
The
a
Raiders.
scheduled visit with Malik Neighbors tomorrow.
Do that.
Very interesting. I
Guys
did not
looking
see
to
that one
add to
coming.
your jam-packed, like, sardine tight end room.
I don't know if I was like I'm saying. Wouldn't be mad about Brock Bowers, but
No, can't be mad at it.
that's what I'm saying. But
This might be a trade.
Malik Neighbors, that's different.
I'm hurting. What's up?
This might be a trade out angle.
Yeah, we resume her.
Yeah, I don't think really at this point there's anybody on the board. Once wide receiver like this prime. I'm not trading up this high, especially.
Not this high.
All right, let's roll.
See.
And they go, oh,
There
Oh,
it
to the
goes right
Bengals. See you.
Cooper DeJean.
What,
at
early?
this point, we'll just see what happens at 20.
Oh, Xavier Worthy.
Oh, there goes our guy Johnny
All
Newman.
right, here you go. That boy Johnny gone. What do we do?
Dallas. Look at Jerry Jones.
Next.
See,
Okay, now I'm here.
I saw this in a mock draft earlier today.
33 and 65.
They actually did trade with the Panthers in this mock draft.
So this is kind of where I'm at. If you can get high second round, I'm in.
I would not
30,
mind.
you don't get higher than 33.
I'm in.
I'd do it.
And you don't get higher than 65 in the third.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'll take that.
Do it.
I would.
Buffalo,
100%
the
take it.
Brandon Bean cubed.
They took Tyler Guyton, offensive
And
line.
the Bills are on the clock. Oh, wow.
You gonna trade back again, or
2025 Denver first.
Get me the fuck out. No.
Next year's first round.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Next.
Oh, so we're moving back.
We're moving 1-1.
they must really love
With
someone?
the division rival. They think we're gonna take him here.
I mean, I would take that personally, but
Except,
Accept it.
yeah. Who are they gonna take over?
They did take Marvin Harrison Jr. So
well,
you-
you're gonna take Jackson Powers Johnson, right?
Who are they gonna take here that would absolutely upset a guy like me, John, and Travis?
do we want to find out?
That's
I
fine.
do.
Oh,
It's gonna be an offensive lineman.
There you
It
go.
was.
That's fine.
Dallas, get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here, bro.
Projectiles. Yeah, no.
All right.
So now we're finally on the board.
Didn't even
We gotta-
take
we gotta
Jackson Powers
draft
Johnson.
here. Wide receiver.
They took
is
Kingsley Jonathan.
Lad McConkey.
I'm sorry. Jackson Powers Johnson fell to the second round.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Okay, you are right. I'm not.
Is that not Osiris Torrance from last year? I mean,
That's-
obviously a
that's-
different spot, but
Give us Jackson Powers.
No.
Psych.
I'm on
No,
lead
We'll
McConkey.
see. I said Lad.
I know, but
You,
it at
you
least
can guarantee.
warranted. This at least warranted a conversation about if somehow, some way this happens and he's
I'm
sitting there.
not upset if they do take him there,
Right.
but I'm not even gonna try to say skibbity toilet Uyo Giat Riz.
Sounds like she's from Cleveland.
You just said it.
Who the fuck's that?
I have no clue.
Oh,
That's Cleveland talk.
Brother,
Um,
Lad McConkey's my pick here.
I'll go Lad.
One final vote. Lad McConkey.
no.
I mean, Keon Coleman is higher ranked.
Oh man, Jackson Powers.
He went next to the Steelers. There goes Leggett. Going next to the Raiders.
And Troy Franklin.
Now I'm
Tyler
really,
Newman.
I'm really scratching my head here.
Trey Benson. Was he the first running back taken off?
It looked like it.
Who are the Jalen Polk to the Dolphins? Oh, there goes
Sweat.
Devontae Sweat, that bad boy.
Get out of here. I want my pick.
Yeah, we're gonna pick this one.
Hey, can you go
Cooper's
to
brother.
Can you go to wide receiver real quick? I want to see if I can get these guys.
Just trying to see something.
I know you're a big Roman Wilson guy,
Pretty Ricky.
but I'm
Yeah,
super high on Florida's Ricky Pearsall, man.
Pretty
He's
Ricky.
out here. You told me to do some homework.
He's on there. I am
He's on
super high on
I'll
him.
take any of those three guys at top.
I'm also high on Corley, but we just got Lad. I just wanted to see where you guys were, like with
You're
those
right.
those receivers there.
I'm on the Rick train.
Pearsall's not bad.
Your guy's sitting here, by the way.
He is. And I feel like if I tell you that I want to draft Cam Kitchens, you're gonna.
I would tell you you're stupid.
You're gonna tell me.
No way.
You're gonna tell me let's go, Ricky, and go grab your water and then hit the door. That's what you're telling me to do. Because if this was up to me, I love Cam Kitchens.
Yeah,
I love Cam Kitchens. I think he immediately could step in and make it. He could make a difference for the Bills. But again, here we are. Here we are in a 1 week post Stephon Diggs world. Everything is different to me,
yeah.
and I have fallen in love with that boy Ricky.
Now, what if we draft a receiver
He's on
here?
I got him right here.
Mm-hmm.
What if we draft a receiver here and trade back up and somehow later on if Cam Kitchens doesn't
So
go?
here's the
What's
thing.
our
So
next pick after this? 65. You don't
So-
got to.
You could chill.
Oh wait,
I think you draft.
Ooh,
I think you draft. Dude, I think Ricky could be there at 65.
So here's the thing with Ricky Pearsall, though, is he's a predominant slot player in
I
college.
know.
But yak, explosive
I know.
plays, speed,
Yes.
size. He gives you it all.
That's something that gets me excited.
For me, if we were to say yes, let's go receiver, I would personally be on Ricky Pearsall here.
do it.
All right, well, let's do
I
it.
got,
All right, so
I got no
Ricky-
hate on it.
Ricky's-
Let's do it.
I'll
Ricky's
take
a
any of
Bill.
those three prospects
Ricky's
right there
a
up
Bill.
top.
Welcome to Buffalo, Rick.
Cam Kitchens, you bitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
what do we got?
And
Phone's
then,
ringing.
Eh.
Is it just them? Oh yeah, it's just them.
I would pick 65 here.
Yeah.
I'm picking.
Um.
Can you go to edge and then safety?
I was just about to say go to edge. Oh, I didn't see where my guy went.
The only one that I even really know about is a listen.
Bo Braid. Cole Bishop.
Javon Bullard. That it's a little high.
I feel like we're going safety here.
And then there's
Javon Bullard.
I feel like we are too.
I'd be on
John.
D tackle.
John.
What's
I'm
D
gonna,
tackle
I'm,
look
I'm,
like?
gonna, I'm gonna put you onto something real quick.
I know exactly who he is.
Braden
So
Fiske.
no, I'm gonna put you on
Braden
something in
Fiske
my
fell.
mind. I'm gonna put you something onto my mind as of the last week or so. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Javon Bullard at this point more than I like Cam Kitchens. Where I
Well,
stand
in the
right
third
now,
round. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
respect that.
I think where he stands as like what he can do immediately, I really like Javon Bullard.
Now what about Braden Fiske?
Here's
Fall
the
into the third round.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You're gonna have veteran safeties for this year. I think they did that so they didn't have to bring in somebody to play right away. That's where my mind goes. So I start thinking they're probably gonna look day 3, day 4
Okay.
for safety.
So
But I like your thinking that way also. But I also wanted to kind of point out this is running back territory, round 3 and 4. We traded into, to get to the third. I think this is running back.
So you got a couple options.
And I mean, this isn't where I would take Audric, but if Blake Corum's sitting there, we somehow end up right there. I don't know
Get him.
how you say no to that, but he doesn't truly fit what the Bills would necessarily be looking for, in my opinion.
Now what about that beast Braylon
I like
Allen?
Braylon Allen.
He's a fucking
Yeah. Yeah, he's part of the family.
I would say if we're going to go running back, you got to go Corum here.
And I do like Blake Corum. I like Braylon Allen. And
But-
you put me on Audric.
Your next pick is 103, so let's think
Yeah.
about this.
there's still
Audric has a chance of being there.
there's,
I think this is D tackle range.
So we're going Fisk.
I would personally go Fisk here, yes.
and I think we can get away with running back next
Okay.
103.
I don't disagree.
There's like 4 or 5 running backs right there that would be there.
Oh, now we got it. Now we got to wait a little bit
Still not running.
Kick your
There
feet
goes
up.
Roman Wilson to the
to the Jets.
Jets.
Great. He just became.
There goes Javon Bullard.
Blake
Corum.
Corum's going.
Johnny Wilson to the Colts.
Come on.
Wow, sitting pretty right now. It's looking good. Oh,
There goes
that's
Braylon
all right.
Allen.
That's all right.
Oh, Notre Dame. How you doing?
Wow,
So what is it looking like?
a run on safeties, huh?
Kalen Bullock.
Wow.
A run on safeties happened.
And here we go. Oh.
Oh, you got a.
Oh,
Oh.
Who the fuck do they want?
Oh.
They want
Odds are
They
against
see
me.
odds are
Yeah.
against me, and they're like, "Yeah, there's our guy. We know these motherfuckers about to take him."
Here's the thing, though. And that's that. Like first
That's a
look, that's
bag.
like, wow, that's a bag. But do the Bills need it?
Well, because at that point, because I get where you're.
You know what I'm
thinking.
saying?
They already have a decent amount of late round picks,
Right.
So do they really need to have a potential 2 extra rookies on the roster?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I would be rejected.
Probably not. I'm gonna agree
Fuck
to that.
outta here.
And this is where we draft Audric.
I'm in.
This is a really good draft so far.
I'm actually okay with this. Yeah.
Oh, there goes Jermaine Burton. I'm high on him.
Spencer Rattler.
I like the trade we did. I like where our
With the
picks ended.
Panthers close to home for old Brandon Bean as
That
well.
might actually be something that's a little bit realistic. Let's see here.
Jordan
Robert
Travis.
Travis. Brother.
Bears are pulling Washington back in the day with RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
Bills are on the clock.
New England is
Hey, what?
What's their obsession with us,
I
man?
know.
They just
Get
don't
them
want us to
away.
pick.
Get them away.
They're like, dude, we wouldn't be able to send you trades if you just accepted them. Our
It's
picks
good.
would be gone.
It's a good point.
Can you go to Edge, please?
This is they just got.
Oh,
I'm gonna join on this guy.
man, I'm a Solomon kind of guy. I didn't think he'd still be sitting there.
Can you go sit? Yep. Thank you. Tyke Smith.
You're a Tyke Smith guy,
Yep.
Georgia Bulldog.
Yep.
and that
Our
does.
D-back coach even coached him.
But
at one point.
Mhm.
Tyke Smith could be here when we roll back around.
I'm on D tackle
Tyke Smith could roll back.
or edge. not
Again. Oh.
Give me
Go Edge.
give me
I'm
either
bound to be the
Solomon or a
position.
list here.
But you think
Well, rock
Tyke
paper
Smith-
scissors for it. I'm Solomon. You're
I'm a list.
just one.
Rock paper scissors shoot.
Okay.
Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot.
Damn, you
You
4 in a row.
Rock paper straight. You joined on the list. You didn't think.
Damn. I'm happy with
You
it.
That's the next level right
You
there.
think, you think Brandon Bean and like the assistant general manager are like, oh, fuck,
There
all
goes
right,
Damn
Sean
it.
Baker.
100%.
Luke McCaffrey.
What it would be to get
There
like
goes
Brandon
Sean.
Bean out and be like, yo, Brandon, would you go rock 4 times in a row?
So we going Tyke?
Chris, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
We going Tyke Smith here?
I'm comfortable.
I'm okay with Tyke Smith. You get your guy.
Y'all low key eating in this one.
This is a good draft.
That trade kind of set us
Set us
up
up.
really
Yeah.
nice.
This draft might have to go front and center on draft night in the basement.
It's definitely the best one I think we've had.
Oh,
thus far.
100%.
I'm gonna shock you guys with this one. I think
Detroit
Yeah,
calling.
shock me.
You going offensive line?
I'm going quarterback.
I'm going quarterback.
What's quarterback
You
for
got to
that?
study, man.
Reject. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we want to pick
I
our
go
we
quarterback.
want to pick our backup quarterback here. Let's stop paying these guys.
Joel Milton,
Hell yeah.
Really?
Sam Hartman.
Yeah.
Austin Reed, baby.
I've only
I'm
heard of
not
the two of those
against-
guys.
Hey, can you scroll down just a tiny little bit?
Give me the running quarterback.
Okay, never mind. I was just curious. I don't
Um,
care who we go here.
You go Joe Milton or Sam Hartman. I don't really care.
I'll go Joe Milton.
Just for the social media clip.
Just go Joe Milton.
Why not? This is a round where I'd have them taking a quarterback. We probably could have waited till 200, but
And I tossed and turned, and I was like,
Who
oh,
cares?
maybe we grab one
Or the
more.
5th round.
Oh my God, what it would be if Jarvis Brown was still?
Oh, he's right there. Went to the Vikings.
dude, shut up.
I know, I just jinxed the shit out of that.
That's like the Dolphins' third offensive line in this draft.
Oh my God, I was gonna say Jordan Jefferson. He fell at 200.
Say his name.
All right.
Can I get a fan vote?
Yes.
Let's go Dallin Holker.
Dolan, Dawson, and Dalton.
Have 2 of the guys that got bonked on Combine Day.
Those tend to work out in Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me think about it. No.
Even though he didn't get bonked.
Is he the one that caught
He's
it?
the one that caught it.
Yeah. What about Jawan Briggs?
Can we go? Can you throw me over to defense? And then throw me
See
to
on
linebacker?
Vaki?
Linebacker. Omar Spites.
That's Maurice Bates' brother.
Nah, nobody filed the where. I thought they might have.
It's because I didn't call.
Roll back to D tackle, maybe.
So I was thinking Joan Briggs.
I'm in for that. Yeah.
I'm at the point where I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
fine
give a
with that.
piss.
I don't give a piss about whatever the Bills pick here. Jeez. If I'm Brandon Bean, I'm just blocking the number. I don't even want to hear from him. I think we're taking, at this point, we're taking value. Like,
Can you go to O-line?
Yeah, I was gonna say one.
See who
Which
fell.
one?
Guard.
you see, and I'm not-
Prince Pines.
Oh, Satua Lumia.
Yeah, I'd be cool with the
That's-
top.
that we can call it
That's a value pick. That's a value
Yeah,
pick.
I'd be cool with the guard here.
Which one?
The top guy. Why
Give me
not?
PP. All right.
Oh.
Hey, what?
Hey yo.
He-
Hey yo.
Give you what, brother?
Sorry, Travis.
So, Sam Bucky.
Is any good
He
punters
fell.
just
There
chilling
goes
around
Sam
here?
Hartman. I was gonna say, give me a 7th-round punter.
Is there a solid punter?
Yes.
Is it Cam Little?
It's Troy Taylor or Tory Taylor.
Dude.
Gotta.
I'd pick linebacker, but
Okay, that's fair.
if you guys want to go with it, I'm down to get it.
If you rather
Grab a
go
punter.
linebacker, I'm not gonna say that that's not a bad idea.
It would be
Tory
Bills
Tory
then.
Taylor's supposed to be him.
And there is that Luke Reamer.
I don't know anything about these dudes, so I don't.
That looks like that was. not
Hey, I
a
tell you what.
I don't give a damn.
Tell you what.
This
Tory
is
Taylor
where-
punted a lot.
He might be the punter version of what Caitlin Clark is in the women's basketball for Iowa.
Very well could be.
So give me Tory Taylor. In the 7th round, I'm buying a jersey. There we go.
You would.
I would, and then he'd get cut. Or an allegation would come out. Punters.
There you go.
And there you go, Travis. We'll probably hang that one up.
That's a solid ass draft.
I'm not mad.
We'll save that one.
I think where we did fuck was taking Joe Milton there. I would have switched that,
Probably.
but pretty solid.
Joe Milton's probably like, wow, I'm a Buffalo Bill. I'm a Buffalo Bill. The next 4 years.
He's gonna get that shirt, bitch. I'm a Bill.
Bitch, I'm a Bill.
I'm a big fan of those first 6 draft picks.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, no, I'm with that.
I ain't mad at it at all.
And that's going right under.
I got my pick.
Where's that going in the Bills basement?
That's going. As in, like, where am I putting it?
Yeah, we're replacing that draft.
Right smack dab, whatever is the most important, best draft that we've had.
Tell you where you're gonna put it right in the garbage can when they go up to 7 and go grab.
Well, I was about to say, what we think the Bills are going to do, they're going to do the opposite. Because a week ago, we told you the Bills are not trading Stephon Diggs. So, will be interesting.
Dude, the first thing I was thinking of is how many times we all sat in here were like, "Ain't gonna fucking trade him." They
What a
can't
stupid
do it."
take.
Yeah, I literally
Come on.
put out a whole clip
Yeah.
literally the week before. It's just like he's not getting traded.
Oh yeah.
Not
Yeah.
happening.
And
I got comments
Watch
as
that
soon
one.
as soon as the trade happened.
Oh,
They start
yeah?
rolling it.
Oh yeah.
You got traded, LOL.
you sure?
Nobody in Buffalo was
You
thinking.
sure?
Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The cap ramifications on it is like, ooh, like there's just no way.
31
Brandon,
million.
you never-
Something must have been really bad that like we don't really know yet. Obviously,
Oh,
for that shit to happen.
I would
100%.
So we didn't even really touch on this. What was? Gosh, I had the name of the reporter on the tip of my brain here, but
Tip of the brain.
That's
That's
an
crazy.
That's up there.
it's up there. It didn't make its way down. That's what happened.
Didn't get to the tongue yet.
Didn't get to the tongue.
Okay.
And I was trying to walk around a very thin line of just not saying something sus. I was trying to be
It's just
careful.
on your tip. It's cool, bro.
It's just on the tip,
Jeez.
just sitting there.
One of the tips.
All I gotta say is,
Y'all losing.
I don't know if you guys listened to it, but the whole after we lost to the Jets week 1, Josh sitting in the locker room, got his head down. You know what he looks like. You know what he looks like when he loses. He's always pretty down. He doesn't like to lose. I fucking love that. That's my quarterback. But everybody's walking up to Josh, saying, "That's all right, dude. Like, we'll be back next week," kind of that ordeal. And Stephon Diggs walks up to him, and lo and behold, Josh did not. Whatever Stephon Diggs said to him, whether it was good or bad, that's between him and Josh. Nobody else really knows, right? Like nobody else knows what was said between the two. Whatever it was, Josh did not take kindly to it, and he absolutely apparently lit Stephon Diggs up, and he was like, "Dude, it's fucking 1 week." So I would like to think, not that I'm happy about it, but I would like to think that relationship was not the same probably the whole entire season. And we saw little spurts throughout the year where it just looked weird, but then the media would. It's weird though because then the media would say, "Oh well, you can see Stephon Diggs getting frustrated or something." And then video clips that come out of Stephon Diggs like on the sideline, like being a good teammate, right? Like being a teammate that's picking Josh up when he's down, or like that one clip. I think it was the Steelers playoff game when they were doing the legend of the game. And Stephon Diggs like walks up to the camera and he's saying the "Let's go Buff." Like he just looked miserable at times and happy at times. Like it's just weird between. But I would like to probably think that relationship between him and Josh was just an absolute shambles this year, I think. And it probably just came to an end.
Yeah.
They will not be golfing with each other.
Playing Call of Duty.
I don't think he golfs like that.
No, he goes like the fashion weeks and shit like that.
Yeah, something that we just
That's
don't.
more his.
I ain't got no fashion.
Josh, on the other hand, golfing with Grant Horvat.
Yeah, did you see his fucking triple bogue?
I haven't watched the video yet.
Couldn't-
I haven't watched the video yet.
Scolded one out of the bunker.
He's just, it's okay. He's just one of the guys.
See, Diggs is more like a let's go play catch with sketch type of guy.
Which,
That shit.
That's
was
pretty cool, brother.
So fucking funny.
that's pretty cool, brother. I know McKenna's in there. Come on, brother.
Dude, at one point we had like 6 or 7
Yeah.
with Nick Geary, and then all of a sudden I looked up again and it was.
They were like, "Oh, Nate's gone. We're out of here."
I respect that.
It's okay.
Well, also,
dude,
Sean didn't help either.
Nate
That's
was
what
a,
I started to turn out too.
Your audio sucks.
Nate was a solid guest though.
Very
Very
solid. Very
solid.
He
solid.
kept dipping out.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
That was at South Buffalo.
South Buffalo.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, I don't know.
Those are so cool. When I
Does
watched the
that mean-
podcast,
does that mean we just got a like?
I have no idea. We never get those
Does
downstairs.
it only happen on us?
Only up here. Yeah.
It just keeps popping up.
keep pushing that like button.
I haven't seen this until now.
First time I've seen it.
Bro, it popped up on John's face when Gary was on. He was asking him. I think it was towards the beginning. He was just like, "You're giving him his flowers or whatever." Big old thumbs up just popped up on John's face.
Nice.
Thank you.
Dude, that shit's so funny. Yeah, no, just a super solid interview. Super solid interview. We got something in the work for next week. We'll keep that silent until the day before.
Different day.
Different day, potentially. Podcast might get moved to Thursday for the said person. And what's cool about that is as we get closer to the draft, like as we inch a little bit closer, like at that point we'll be pretty much almost down to single digit days in the draft, right? It'll be 9.
So it's unbelievable, bro.
Something like that.
It's crazy.
Dude, you blink your eyes and it's like, dude, holy shit. Like
We're loading up at
like,
Chris's house.
dude, it's like me and you. What I really think about is me and you getting together about this whole idea of putting the podcast back together before the season started, and like it's like, bam, you blink your eyes and we're sitting here with John, and we're doing this. Like that's what's crazy. And here we are in April.
Speaking of the draft, John, are you coming?
Oh no.
You're not coming to the draft party?
Jeez.
Homie, I'm a day before kind of guy.
This is fair.
I hate those.
The invite's out there.
The invite's out there.
The
I
invite's
got
Sorry,
out
dude.
there.
I don't know what's happening.
like I gotta know, bro.
I can.
I'll extend the invite out to Tank, but that's a far drive, so I feel bad.
Yeah, I like me personally. Like I get invited to like draft parties and all the time. I just like chilling on my chair.
Let me watch it at home.
Typically, I watch the Pat McAfee broadcasts because he always did one separately, but now it's with ESPN. They're gonna do their own big broadcast. So we'll see how that one goes. But
This is fair.
I just like chilling and keeping up on Twitter. Maybe sometimes AirPods in, just locked in, see what's going
I
on.
was gonna say,
Notifications on.
I know we already touched on this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like in the basement, in the man cave, the phone's a no-go in the draft.
See,
we gotta
I can't
we
do
gotta
it,
mute
bro. I
Twitter.
can't.
Yeah,
I can't
like,
do it.
Because the thing with us is we like to have fun with it though. We like to like when we got the whiteboard on the wall, hung up on the wall. We'll have picks 1 through 32, and each of us will go up, put our guy that we think is getting picked.
You got a sticker or
And-
just a
and-
marker?
Marker. And what we'll do is we'll keep track. Whoever wins. So like if we got our phones out, you can tell if a guy's got his phone out because then if he goes up and he's like,
Sure.
you get a string of them right in a row. It's like, and then you look at mine and Travis, and we got and it's pick 13, and we're 1 for 12 at that point. We've only gotten the first overall pick right. That's it.
See.
You can tell when somebody's on their phone. But yeah, the phones are banned in that game. Phones are banned.
Pizza,
I gotta-
wings.
Pizza, wings, pop. whatever you want.
I really do appreciate the invite, but I'm locked in, bro.
Hey, we got
Like even during games and shit, I don't mind being around
Right.
other people, going to the games and watch parties and shit. I'm locked in. I
That's all.
gotta stay up to date, bro.
Games are my pet peeve too because like when we have our girlfriends together
Oh,
and they're just talking on the
Oh.
couch and we're all in the game.
or I can. The only I'm gonna tread on water. Like I'm gonna try to tread around water here because there's only one girlfriend so far that I've watched a football game.
Right.
Try to. Well, I'm just.
He's
trying
getting
to,
there.
I'm walking on.
He's
thin
getting
ice.
there.
I'm walking on thin ice. Sweet. I'm trying to like step on that, like be gentle on the eggshells. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
Because there's only one girlfriend that I've been around that I'm like, okay, she's okay to watch football with, and it's McKenna.
She's starting to lock in, man.
It's McKenna.
My thing is,
Olivia doesn't give me a hard time when she's
No,
around the other girls.
but remember that one?
And she
I
cooks.
forgot what game it was. Oh my god,
Are you talking about the Jets game?
I don't know what game it
Are
was.
we gonna go down to week 1 where
I
my
broke-
girlfriend plotted with
Oh, that's true.
girlfriend
That's
and,
true too.
and absolutely sent me through the roof?
That's
'Cause
true too. But we were upstairs for one
She's
game.
dangerous, dude.
We were upstairs for one game. I just completely lost it, and the whole living room went silent.
Oh, the Dolphins game.
Yeah, that one.
The Dolphins game, dude. We're all sitting
Oh,
there.
well, that one
We're-
makes a little sense.
We're all in the room. It's everybody's enjoying their time. I think something stupid happened. Josh fumbled. Christian Wilkins
Yeah.
strip sack Josh. Everybody's like, oh fuck, all right, it is what it is. Gotta get a stop. Travis just loses his shit. Loses his shit. I got a couple of guys from work. First time they came over for game day. I warned them.
Maybe less.
I warned them. They haven't came back yet. I warned them. In our defense, they haven't came back yet because both of those 2 games after were in Highmark Stadium.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
They might not come back though. They haven't said anything about being there for the draft or anything like that. But dude, I kid you not. You want to talk about just being able to feel like the awkwardness in the room? I stepped out. My dog was like, holy shit. Like I thought you were bad.
Yeah.
Like this guy. I actually had to grab him. I was like, yo, Captain, we gotta go outside. And I put him on the lead line and I was standing outside for a second. It was because it was hard not to laugh.
Travis.
It was like I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously when the Bills turn the football over, I get pissed off too.
It's just how it happens.
It's this motherfucker that I've never almost laughed at a turn.
And you know what? I can see it.
Holy
I can see it, bro.
Oh, dude, I would have been on the floor laughing at your stupid ass.
shit.
So what exactly did Travis say when he seen the ball come out of
So
Josh's
literally,
hands?
I'll brief over.
Probably what the fuck?
It
Threw
was
my hat
like-
to the wall.
So we all like to sit like kind of on the edge, right?
Yeah, sure.
And he hit him with a what the fuck?
Oh,
And we were all just like, all right, guys, we'll go outside for a second.
that was you?
That was me.
And I was just like, whoa, okay, all right, don't piss this guy off.
Yeah, I can just picture it.
I'm pretty sure Josh heard you from all the way up there. I mean, all the way up down there or whatever.
As
It
you
was
should.
it was loud.
As you
I was
should.
like, holy shit. My
Said my
neighbor-
bad, Travis.
Good thing is my next door neighbors were my brother, so it's okay. You might have been there for the game, I think, actually. He probably was there
I
for the
thought it
game.
was funny too.
He was probably, holy shit.
He was probably.
He was probably so high off. He
So what was that?
said, oh, wow.
I feel you, brother.
Oh, shit, we're watching a football game. Oh, shit.
But yeah, long story short, appreciate the invite. I need my phone, bro.
That's completely, that dude, it would be wrong if I didn't extend it invite to you.
I appreciate that.
So now that that's extended,
We do, although I'll make a deal with you. I do need some content recorded, some way, shape, or form. Even if it's not one of you guys, that are involved in the draft board or anything. I need someone to record, just get reactions of what the Bills do.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I need. That's all I'm asking.
We'll record the reaction, and I think we've come to an agreement that we're going to try to go live the whole entire draft.
Okay.
So
I'll tap into that.
That'll be live. That'll be live on the YouTube channel for the draft, and then we'll record it too.
Okay.
We'll record it too because I'm sure that'll be probably something good for the YouTube reel and the TikToks.
For sure.
Something like that for sure. We got who we got for who's the man this week? We got the New England Patriots.
Patriots.
Who's the man?
Who's the man?
At least we don't got to change that one.
No,
So you're good there.
That's safe, but that's only safe until once we get the new stadium. Then we have to look at that.
Hey, we got 2 years. We're good.
We're good. That's some time. There's a lot of episodes between now and then. Last week we did the Miami Dolphins. This week we have the New England Patriots, which leaves us next week before we're done with the AFCs. We'll get the Jets.
New Jersey Jets.
And to be honest with you, who wants to start us off here?
I went first last time.
I'll start us off. All right. Oh, quick little standings update.
Good.
You got me at first with 30, John second place with 23, and Travis at 18.
Justin Shorter.
We
Wide
need some
receiver
board
6.
material here. So we got to erase
So
me and Tank.
I
Yeah, you can
thought
delete that one.
I thought Geary actually had something that was like maybe potentially more worthy that he said, and I was almost like going to get up.
We'll watch.
I think it was something that the Bills. He was like the Bills could potentially do on draft day,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, ooh.
Trade up to. Where he trades up to 5.
We get Rome or something.
Oh, Rome.
Well,
But
he
he
said he.
He's
Well-
also his realistic thoughts is potentially you either draft like
If it's not neighbors, he wants them to stay or draft.
yeah.
Or trade out.
So
I thought it was a doomsday, he said.
it might have been on Doomsday.
And drafty.
No, his
defensive
ideal
lineman
guy
at
was
28.
neighbors.
Well, we'll have to go back and figure
Cooper
it out.
I
DeJean.
thought it was a
But we
doomsday.
do need some. Point is we do need some board worthy material.
Did Goose have one? No.
Goose had Houston winning in that.
Oh, yeah, that's a.
Which didn't.
You can take that one off. Shout out UConn.
What round did they go to?
Didn't they get knocked out before the Elite Eight? Houston.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, we're off.
You could erase mine, bro. Washington ain't trading up.
That stays on until it happens.
It's got to happen. He's right.
Yeah, 16
All right.
days.
All right.
All right.
So-
Signed by the New England Patriots in 2014. Played for New England and Tennessee. Totaled 17 interceptions and 82 pass defense. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, 1-time Pro Bowler. Give you this as a little additional hint. He did play for Tennessee in Tom Brady's last game of his career as a New England Patriot in 2020. Kind of had to walk on eggshells with this guy too and get a little creative because
Yeah. Well, it looks like you did good.
you'll know why.
Can I see your phone?
I stopped putting the player's name on it. That's
God damn it.
Bruh. You went this far without
I was like,
It's like,
I
he's like, wow, you're sneezing again.
I was like, one, he just made me not have to sneeze. Thank you. Two, I thought there was a chance I left the name on it. I was like, wait, I didn't even put it on there the last 2 weeks.
He was about to get up. What the fuck?
Me and John saying we were like, all right, yeah, we'll get that outside.
I should have done that.
I should-
done that.
Man.
God damn, it's one. Holy fuck. It's one of those things like
Take
you know
it
when
easy.
we joke around and like, oh, you should have said
Oh, you
this.
should have said
You
that.
should have said
Yeah,
that. That would
yeah,
have been 10 times funnier. I should have did that.
We do have those moments far too much.
We like to, you know what we like to do?
What do you like to do?
We like to,
Bingo.
oh my bad. We like to reference Family Guy a lot.
Oh,
I
that's a big thing.
remember you saying that.
That's a big thing. Yeah. That's a big thing. I'm trying to do it apparently. I had
Listen,
to-
guys, I know we're moving to a new building
but we gotta
pretty
be
soon,
careful.
but just let this one stay in one place before we get out of here.
You see, my first guy I
Dude, the
wanted to
content-
say
I can't wait
was,
for the content we can create in this program. I can't wait to see this.
It's gonna be unreal.
my first thought that I wanted to say was Logan Ryan, but he played for the Bucks too.
I think that's also why it's kind of a good one. It's because you can think of other guys. Ooh, it could be that guy.
Did you already crack your phone? You just got it.
It's the screen protector.
I had the guy.
The screen protector. That's what's annoying. Sorry, that's what's annoying about the screen protector because we notice it pops out like it's a screen protector. I get it. It's supposed to protect your phone. I understand that. But like it pops out so much farther, and all I did was like the one day just barely drop it and it cracked. And I was like, all right, well at least it's the screen protector, not my screen. So Olivia said that the other day. She's like, you cracked your fucking phone? I was like, no, screen protector. I can get that replaced.
No.
I can go get that replaced too for free. It's just got. I think you gotta wait like every 3 months to do it.
If I didn't get it now, I'm not gonna get it.
Oh, do you want to say it,
Go ahead, John or Chris.
John? You want it?
Malcolm Butler. Super Bowl hero.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to.
Seahawks should have ran it.
That's what I was trying to stay around. Because if I'd have told you that he was a Super Bowl hero, you'd have got it.
I'll go next. Played for Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah.
As a defensive end. Played linebacker in the NFL. Was selected in the 5th round of the 2006 NFL Draft by the New Orleans Saints. Played for the Saints twice, Dolphins for a year, and Patriots for the rest of his career. 2-time Super Bowl champion, New England's All 2010s team, New England's All Dynasty team. Played for 11 seasons.
The fuck's his name?
So it's gonna be the early on.
Damn it.
Can I just look at your phone, please? It's gonna be the early on seasons. I don't really know his career before.
I didn't know he changed positions.
I'm gonna probably be wrong here.
When you say that,
What's his name?
you end up getting it right anyways.
No, dude. I got one guy in my head, and I think it's gonna be wrong.
That one guy is.
Dude, I just don't think you'd pick this guy. I just don't know.
What are the odds he gets it right, Tank?
No, I'm trying to think of who it is. When did he go to New England?
Oh!
All right, just say it.
He went to.
You can say it.
Well,
Oh, I thought John did it. My bad. No, you. What would that be said? When did he go to New England?
Honestly, I didn't even name the years.
Oh.
I think 2000.
But you said it all 2010s.
Yeah. I think he went to New England 2014. No, not 20. No, that's
No,
too early.
it-
2012?
he definitely was there. He was there when they were torment, like early,
9?
like the 2009. He was there around 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012.
I got a name written down, but it's the only guy I can think
It's
of.
the only guy I could think of, so maybe you're right.
Rocket.
No.
I
Say it, Chris.
Rob Ninkovich.
Didn't know he got drafted there.
I didn't know that he played for anybody but like that's why I was scared because I was like I thought he just played for the
I rocked
Patriots.
with Gerard Mayo.
That's what I thought first too, but I think he played his whole career there.
I thought for sure he played like I
I thought Ninkovich was theirs. I didn't know he went to the
Right.
Saints.
that's what I'm saying. I thought he just played for New England.
So he played. He got drafted in the 5th round of 2006. Played that 1 year at the Saints. Then went to the Dolphins for a year. Then Saints again. And then his 11 year. And then the rest of his career was with the Patriots.
Okay, all right.
Couple pit stops before he found his.
Yeah, when I didn't have an answer. All right, man. Roll Tide. 25th overall pick by the Patriots in 2012. 3-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Bowler, and named also to the Patriots All Dynasty team and 2010s team, whatever. Finished their career with 569 total tackles, 27 sacks, 1 pick. This guy took a coaching position on the Patriots this offseason.
You motherfucker.
You motherfucker and me.
Because that's a good one.
Because that's a good one. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I don't give a piss.
Let me think back to 2012. What was I doing in 2012?
We were probably saying
Eating grass.
Probably. 2012, so he's on the defensive side of the ball.
569 total tackles, 27 sacks, 1 interception.
Coaching staff too.
Coaching staff.
I think I got it.
Why can't I think of any coach?
You might have stumped me. You might have stumped me.
I didn't think this one would get you.
I'm gonna be mad at myself.
Proud.
100%.
Fathers. So he can be a linebacker.
I don't know if you guys are in tune with college football enough, but he did win 2 national championships.
I wouldn't know that from
Okay.
2010, 2011.
See, the roll tide's what's fucking me up.
Roll Tide.
That's what's fucking me up.
I'll give this.
About nothing. Blitz, Bama, blitz.
First,
I'm still waiting on my autograph card, by the way. Some bullshit.
I'm shocked. I can't lie.
I'm with Chris last summer.
Dude, I just guess. I want to put a guess out there because I'd rather just be.
I'm
You know what? You know what?
Truthfully, I'm shocked.
Probably I can't think of it.
Fuck. That was my only guess. I remember him getting an interception.
Would you go Vince Wilfork?
I went Lawrence Guy.
Oh. No, he. And I think the thing is, I can't think of who the Patriots coaching staff consists.
I think you're thinking about the coaching staff a little bit too much.
I think I am, and I'm not really thinking about the fact that he's a first-round pick, 2012, pick 25 out of Alabama. 2012 is also, I think, the same year Marcel Darius was drafted by the Bills, also out of Alabama.
Roll Tide. That team was so damn good.
So I don't want to kill too much time on just me thinking about this. So I think I'm just gonna wave the white flag.
Fellas.
Come on, guys.
Dante Hightower.
Come on, guys.
Roll Tide jersey. I can picture him.
Damn, gentlemen.
Son of a bitch.
I thought the coaching staff one kind of gave it away.
That's why I
What is
threw
it?
it in there.
He's a linebackers coach.
Linebackers coach. If I threw in, hey guys, the linebackers coach, you guys have been like, oh, who's that one good linebacker that has?
So I was on the right track. He was a linebacker. And then
I
I
am
went,
shocked.
and then I went D tackle.
Yeah, this fucking idiot.
And then I went D
He
tackle.
goes, well, he could be a linebacker, and he throws out Lawrence guy.
guy.
You want to update our board?
And you
I
don't have to do
don't
me.
know who.
Did you get one right?
No.
I got one and you got two.
Nope. Me and you just got one.
You guys.
He stumped me with whatever the fuck he did. See, I already forgot.
Ninkovich.
So I'm at 31. You're at 24.
24.
I'll stay with Justin Schreier. You can have fucking Rasul. I was gonna say D Marlowe.
On the money.
You had it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
24. Kyrie Evil.
Oh man, next week.
No, not Kyrie. No, he's 5 now.
Yeah.
Top
Rookie will
5.
probably take 24.
So next week we're hitting the Jets, gentlemen.
Jets.
Jets.
Not gonna finish it.
Sucks.
Damn.
They're gonna be. Man,
The New York Gifts.
You just.
they're. It's literally a big if.
If they're healthy.
I got nothing for those frauds.
They're 3rd or 2nd.
Only one fraudulent. Only one fraud count. There's a couple now after I just did that, but it took a long time for us to say fraud in the podcast.
Ain't nothing fraud worthy yet.
Jets not fraud worthy at all.
Well,
For one
gotta wait and see.
stupid reason in my head, I really do think there's a chance they could win 9-10 games.
Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say that's not possible.
Or it's possible.
If Aaron Rodgers lasts more than a drive,
Or snaps.
yeah. So then maybe we'll talk. Then, but we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that. I don't know. I think let's just get a little AFC talk to finish it off. What do you guys think? I think it's going to go the same.
Two after that.
Yeah.
Where we stand today?
I think we all can kind of agree. We think it's going to go Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots.
Yeah. I still think the Bills will
stay the same.
Yeah.
Well, nothing changed there.
And that's still the same.
Well,
I don't know if this means anything for this show, but their over under total wins right now is 10.5.
The Jets.
I'm taking
The Bills.
Last year
taking
was
the over.
11.5, right?
It
I'm
was
taking
something.
the
Yeah,
over
that
on
was-
10.5.
I can't wait, dude. About a month. No, it's usually about a month away. We're gonna get the schedule release.
May. Yeah.
Usually in
May.
May.
Yeah. Like the week after the draft.
That'll be fun to kind of go over.
Absolutely.
It's always a good time.
There'll be
Yeah.
some games to circle. I mean, there's
I'm gonna be booking my trip.
potential talks. There's potential talks. I mean, I would guarantee that Bills Houston game is probably prime time. Probably prime time.
I'd say
Later in the season.
Might
That's what-
have playoff complications.
Well, so it could be later in the season.
Seeding-wise?
The good news is, fellas, if it is later in the
So
season,
funny.
Stephon Diggs
Why?
doesn't show up.
Complications,
Seedings.
implications.
Implications.
Complications.
My bad.
Hopefully,
It
there's
could
not a
be
lot
complications for one of them teams.
Oh, you
hopefully
are
there's not a lot of
funny.
complications for the Bills.
Implications.
Travis is so funny. He doesn't even mean to. He's just so funny.
He is just a walking funny most of the time. that will be agreed to.
What's your NFL news, man?
So last we got Rasheed Rice. Remember
Yeah.
that Chiefs fan that robbed a bunch of banks?
Mhm.
Yeah. He pleaded guilty to robbing banks, was already facing up to 50 years in prison. Now he has to pay the bank teller $10.8 million.
That shit's at Arrowhead, brother.
Wow.
That's a lot of monies.
Speaking of Rasheed Rice, didn't he get cut with 10.5 grams?
Yep.
Federal offense.
Yeah, and
I love the guy on our
Yeah, I know.
on our TikTok, dude. That happens every day.
Yeah,
I'm
no
like,
big
it doesn't
deal.
happen to an NFL player.
You're not
every
from
day.
Texas, you don't know.
And then I by actually you like the comment, and I by actually poke the like.
Nudged
Whatever.
it. You were
Nudged
nudging
it.
me.
I literally texted him back on the app. I was like, I have no idea what a fucking nudge is.
It's
He was
just
like, I
weird
got
shit
no
was
idea.
happening on that TikTok.
Well, dude, I was like on the TikTok and I was like, fuck yeah, John liked my reply.
Let me give him a nudge.
And I by accident nudged it. I was like,
nudging me.
and then I went to unsend it and I was like, no, I'm too far ahead.
You already nudged me.
I'm too far ahead. He knows I nudged him. He knows.
It's today's poke.
That's
Yeah.
TikTok for you, dude. That's TikTok for you.
I'm not over this Chiefs tampering shit yet. I'm
Bring
still
it
waiting.
back.
I'm still waiting for them to get a draft pick taken away. If it doesn't happen, I'm protesting.
You are going to be waiting for the rest of the month of April, brother.
He'll be right back.
Why them? Why don't they get in trouble? I'm over it.
We know why.
Well, we do know why.
We know why.
All right, what's next?
No, that's all I got.
All right.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, this has been a
Sick.
great episode.
How's it feel wearing the Diggs jersey one last time?
One last time,
Back
man.
in the closet.
Well, you better frame that thing.
It's back in the closet.
Let the people know, man. That bitch is on.
It's not a turn on.
I'm him.
I mean, that is pretty fucking sick.
There's a signature on the floor there. Yeah, I got, dude. I do have that once the signed Diggs jersey just sitting in the man cave, and I keep tossing thinking about just buying, just going out and splashing on the Josh Allen signed jersey. I'm just like, dude, this is the safest thing that I can possibly put in this corner.
I mean, if you're like super over Diggs, you could sell that for a decent little penny.
I don't think I have it in me to sell.
No?
Like, it's like so.
Nah, I don't do that.
With signed merchandise that I have, like,
Say, if he wants to go big on an Allen, man.
right, I could eat that would eat away at some of the cost, absolutely. But like, I got like the signed Josh Ball that just sits on the bar behind us. Like, I've got the signed Rousseau jersey, signed Dixie. I don't think I could let those three go, just because of like it being the Bills.
Yeah.
Like I've got other signed stuff that like I am sitting on, like I'm sitting on that signed Vlad Guerrero baseball. I just would love that to be worth something after I get it. Like,
You missed your opportunity, man. I bought a lot of Vladdy rookie cards, and I made a lot of money selling those.
yeah, I wish I'd have capitalized.
But like, I fucked up because I sat on I have a couple $100 Gabe Davis card that I sat on, and I need him to pop off so I can sell that thing.
Right.
I'll give you $10.
I need Vlad. I need Vlad to just kind of go off.
Fraudulent ass offer.
Oh, there you go. That's a fraud
Hey,
right there.
I'm sure you got work.
But hey,
Definitely do. I got a Dante DiVincenzo sitting there.
Oh,
You should have told Nate Geary.
Damn it! I'll hit him up on Twitter.
he's our guy now.
That's your guy now?
He's our guy now. Like, he texted me. He said.
I have confirmation. McKenna said you made so much money on black cards.
Well, she's quiet in the comments tonight.
She's thinking about the wings from Nate Geary.
That's
Dude, I have my next 4 weekends booked.
You do.
We're going to Wing Nuts. What do you say, 9/11?
9/11 Tavern.
19/11?
9/11 Tavern. If you go down to 9/11 Tavern, please don't go without me.
Will you answer us in a timely manner?
I will.
Okay.
I will. Sunday was I was waiting for a Sunday shot.
No, I wanted a shot.
I'm
saying the last time.
I'm wondering if that's why McKenna's not commenting. She's quiet tonight.
Hey, man. No, that was not a Sunday shot. That was actually a shot from when we invited you to Barbell this one time. I can't
believe I didn't answer what Barbell is.
you.
Barbell.
You were. I think you were either hanging out with Travis or maybe Ben or something. Because you hit us and we were like, "Fuck! If I would have saw this sooner, I would have came." But
okay.
Yeah.
Because Barbell's like a non-negotiable. Like, I've gotta do it kind of thing.
You did. It's actually funny you didn't go because that's when they fucked up our wings.
You did say that. You told me.
My man Casey downed 10 piping hot wings. He was sweating his shit off.
What? Why don't we?
That was
Why don't we? 9/11 Tavern. Let's make that happen.
But
Let's make that happen.
I'm in on that, and I really do want to hit up that Wing Nuts.
Yeah, dude. Let's make 9/11 Tavern happen, and then. Okay, that's a fair point from McKenna. That's a fair point.
What'd you say?
She said, "Looks like we got free wings at the same time."
That is true.
And we're not getting free wings from going on the 9/11 Tavern.
No, I don't think we are. And it's by the sound of it, we're waiting a minute.
Our boy Nate told us. Our boy, you might be able to have a couple of beers over down there. I, on the other hand, might have a couple of apple juice. And then after
Juice
June,
is crazy.
after June 29th, your boy,
We poking the
beers. I'll take fucked up wings if they're free, brother. This is very true, brother.
I would wings are wings.
Wings are wings,
Hey,
brother.
man.
Yes,
On NFL news, man. Destroying. Broke his damn back.
dude.
Are you kidding me?
on the tackle.
Fuck.
Come on.
When I first saw it, I was like, that's a solid tackle.
And then
He ran off the field.
And then he got back to the locker room. Oh,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
crazy.
he was like you. He was like, I'm sore, brother. Take
Dr. P, please.
Chris, I'll take. This is also true. Dr. P's my shit.
You guys got UFL team? You claim one?
The original one I had Seattle,
Oh,
St. Louis
see,
Battlehawks or whatever.
Let's go. Dude.
If they're on
Don't
TV,
tell me
I'll
it's your
watch them.
squad.
That's my squad.
We're the Battlehawks together, man. I
Fucking
actually
right.
I've been following them on Instagram and Twitter since they became a team.
That's what I'm talking about.
Random as shit. Yeah.
Was their quarterback or is their quarterback still that that dude
Nope.
from
Is the audio?
He's on Washington.
what dude am I thinking of?
Olivia says it sounds like only one mic is on at the table.
Oh, we go wrong. Why is everyone trying to touch me today, son?
I know.
What's that about?
I hope it wasn't like that the whole time.
One is on,
McKenna might not have
two
been
is on,
Three's
Is
on.
3 on?
three's on, and four is on.
Olivia, turn up the TV.
Oh,
Oh wait, she says not any of you three. Something like one mic is on, not any of you three, only Tank's mic. McKenna, you tell us does it sound good for all of us three?
Loyal listener.
Olivia likes to tune into,
The last 2 minutes of the episode.
and get my heart bumping like, oh my God.
we were good here, bro.
I know Tank ain't letting us down, man. I'm
He
standing by
doesn't.
Tank.
I was listening in when Nate Geary was here.
Mhm.
All right, fair enough. All right, well then I will tell you.
I got
Oh,
nothing
she
to
said she missed the question. We were just making sure that all three of our mics sounded good enough and Tank's.
Well, obviously she could hear you. So.
Yeah.
Well, she
Yeah.
missed the question.
But she's been commenting before that. That's all I'm saying.
This is all fair.
All right, Chris.
I got a Warriors game to watch. Come on.
All right, fine. I'll wrap it up.
Just to watch some
all right.
news. Sorry about it.
Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to Nate Geary, our boy, which we found out there's some more in common than we thought. I did not know.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. But we'll just-
Golf.
Well, I knew about the
obviously
golf.
Bills. Notre Dame. Yep.
Oh, Chris sounded a little quiet. Great. All right. Everybody have a great night. It's been a great podcast.
Week 1 all over again.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this around. You know, the whole dig. And that's all I got. Go Bills.
Go Bills.